Hello, ni hao, salut, wagwan, hola, kalimera, kalispera. Welcome back to my channel. So happy to have you here. If you're new, welcome to the Petite Feet Big Streets family. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share with your loved ones, and or save this video for your trip to Santorini. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 things I love about Santorini. I've recently traveled to this island. I had a wonderful time. As you can see, I will link the videos that I did on Santorini so that you can go directly to see what I did, how it went, etc. etc. So I'd really love to share 10 things I love about this city because honestly, Santorini was on my bucket list, but I wasn't expecting to go there so soon. It was almost unexpected, this trip, and it's really because I wanted to see my brother why I ended up going at the time that I did go. But all in all, it was a splendid trip. So let's get into this list, this hot list. Hot like the heat wave in Santorini. Let's go. So the first thing that I want to say about Santorini is that I found the people who lived on this island, especially the people who work in tourism and hospitality, they were very welcoming, very warm, very welcoming, very open to having tourists in their city. They showed genuine concerns. They gave valid tips, valid culturally rich tips on things to do, places to see, etc. And I really appreciated this about them. Giving unsolicited advice was always given, and it was always welcomed because I found this information, or I found the advice to be necessary, and yeah, it aided in me having a wonderful time. So I would just like to say efraishto to the people in Santorini because of their warmth and kindness. I hope that this remains the same for all the tourists that will visit. I hope that everybody will experience this. The next thing is that this is number 2. I found the people to also be very, very polite, and this is also a high point for me because I was practicing my Greek, so I would always say kalimera or kalispera for good morning or good evening, and they would always greet me. And so this is how I caught on to a lot of the lingo, a lot of the vocabulary that I learned and that I was using with them, and they were always very happy to hear me speaking with my very foreign accent, and they would always sometimes even go on to have like full-blown conversations with me in Greek, even though I don't speak that language. But like they were very happy to know that somebody was interested in their language and culture. So the fact that they were polite, they were always saying good evening, good morning, or good night, like just greetings, which is not, it's not very common in places. Unfortunately, this is not very common in all travel destinations. So this was like a top 5 thing for me about the things that I love. Top 5 for Santorini. Number three should probably be number 1 because wow, my palate was blown away. I swear the food in Santorini is wow. And I think this is a Greek thing because from what I heard, they're used to like eating this good. Like, I kid you not. You have to. And I don't know because I did a lot of traditional restaurants, but I did also, well, I would say stick to the traditional restaurants because the food was amazing. The food was wow, it was delicious. I mean, from the first bite to the last, from the first scent to the look, like everything was just perfect. Like I honestly felt like I was on a food trip because of how very well done the food was, the presentation of the food, and the taste. It was just out of this world, but in Santorini, actually, like amazing food, amazing, amazing, amazing. And they will boast about their I'm thinking in French. They will boast about their meals, okay? They will boast about their culinary skills, and they're not lying. It's like something that you have to experience for yourself. Amazing food, amazing, amazing, amazing. I have to say, so far out of all of the 17 countries that I've been to, except for Jamaica, leaving Jamaica out of this, like Santorini is where I had the most delicious food ever in my life. Okay, that's food. So the best culinary experience ever. Number four was that transportation was very affordable, and by transportation I mean private transportation, because I did a lot of taxis. I never got the chance to take the bus. I wanted to, but then the bus system is not so great. So I ended up taking taxis like all the time to go from point A to B and then C and D, and it was about 10 euros or less for each trip, and almost regardless of where you were going, except for if it was like a far away distance, it would be like 20 euros per person. But I found it to be very, very affordable and convenient. So that's number four. Number five. Number five is the fact that everybody that I met spoke English. And again, I'm speaking about not just the tourists, but the people that work in the hotels, the people that work in the restaurants. And they don't just speak like tourist English. They speak very good English. You can have full blown conversations with them in English, and I was very impressed. I have to say, I was very impressed, and they were very comfortable. Their vocabulary was wow. Like, I was just like, I was amazed. I was amazed because this is not their mother tongue, but they're very fluent in English, and I really, really appreciated that. So that's number five. They speak English and not just travel English or tourist English. Okay. Number six is that I found Santorini to be very safe. I found it to be safe as it relates to like not having an experience of being vandalized or robbed, or feeling like that I need to run and hide and cover myself. No, I was out at almost any hour of the day or any hour of the night, and I felt completely safe, like just walking in the streets, regardless of if the streets were lonely, even though it's impossible to find lonely streets in this city because there were millions of tourists. But yeah, I felt pretty safe. Like if I left my phone in a restaurant, I can't remember if I did, but normally I'm a very clumsy person, so I probably did. But I feel like if I left my phone in a restaurant, I would be able to go back and find it safe. So yeah, I felt safe in the cabs with the taxi drivers, even though some of them we were meeting for the first time. They were having conversations with us, they had us feel really comfortable, but not like in a creepy way. They were just like very cordial, very polite, as I said before, and friendly. And they were very correct, like they would drop you where you want to go, etc. So I've never felt like people were trying to hike prices, or because I'm a tourist, like I felt safe. I found that it was a pretty safe city to be in, which is perfect for like solo travelers. If you are very big on solo travel and backpacking, Santorini is a great destination for you because everybody's just chill. Everybody's like, okay, I never had a security incident. So yeah, I would say that it's a very safe city. Number seven is that I find that Santorini is like very simple. It's very simple but beautiful. I said, like, my first impression, especially when I was in Iya, which is the most popular part of the city, where you have the white houses, the blue domes, the blue windows. It's like the white, the most white, or the whitest part of the city, the part that you always see on Instagram, in the magazines, etc. When I was there, I was reflecting and, just thinking, and I said to myself that it's simple. Like, the glam, like the filter that people put on the pictures and videos and stuff that you see on social media, that wasn't there in the moment. When I was there, I just thought, wow, like this city, like it's very simple. I've been to more extravagant cities, but it's beautiful in its own way. It's charming, like it's different, like very unique in its own way, very apart, very different from any of the other cities that you might have been to. It's just like it has its own Santorini feel, its own island breeze, island vibes, like, and I really appreciated that because, especially in the excitement part in Iya, I was a bit disappointed because I was like, okay, this is it. Like I was like, I don't know what I was expecting, like, but I was expecting more, but those expectations were influenced by other people. It was influenced by social media. But then when I was there and I had a moment to take it in, I was just like, wow, like it's really charming, really nice, and I appreciated it for being what it is. So that's what I wanted to say. Like, it's very simple but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. Okay. So eight number eight is, it's a continuation of number seven. So for number eight, I say that Santorini has its own identity with modern comfort and conveniences. So my first impression of Santorini was that, well, I'm literally on a rock. I'm just on a rock. It's just dirt, hardly any trees, hardly any flowers. If you see flowers, it's the pink flowers that you will see everywhere, because I guess people try to throw that in on the white to make it, like something else, or add a little bit of thing to add something to it. But that's it. Like, it doesn't have a lot of green space, doesn't have a lot of, and I was just like, okay, but I'm literally on a rock. Like, it's nothing. This is it. Like, this is what people are always going crazy about. I mean, I love this city, don't get me wrong. This is my first impression. I was just seeing dirt. I was just seeing a rock. I was just seeing like houses apart from each other, because I didn't stay in Iya, I stayed in Misaria. But like overall in general, because when I'm driving in the cabs, I'm looking in my surroundings to see the structure of the place, and to me it was just like, okay, wow. And at some point I felt like I was like in St. Anne, like in Jamaica, like with the way the houses were built, the fact that there were not a lot of trees. But even St. Anne, it's probably a lot more greener than that. But that's how I felt, like I was somewhere in the countryside. But this is an island, like, yeah. But as I said before, it has its own thing. It has its own thing going on. It's beautiful, it's charming, the fact that all of the houses are wide, they're like dome shaped. Even if they don't have a blue dome, they're shaped in the oval thing like this, most of the houses that you would see. So yeah, I love it. Like, it's beautiful, and certain parts are more exciting than other parts. I think you have to go there and find your favorite part, because I found my favorite part of Santorini, which is Fira. And I fell madly in love with Fira. So you will find, the part of the island that like speaks to you the most. So yeah, it has its own identity, like its own flair. Greek people are different, the food is amazing. Like, it's nothing that you've ever experienced. So for me, it has its own identity. It doesn't have a look-alike, doesn't have a twin. It's just Santorini. Number 9 is that you can find many If you're in a central area like I was, you can find many shops that are open 24/7. There was a bakery, I think, or a supermarket across from us that was open 24/7. They have a lot of famous bakeries that are open 24 hours, so you can get fresh bread at almost any hour of the night. Shops had number 10 is number 10 is number 10 is number 10 is so number 10 is the incredible beautiful sea, beautiful views. You can get amazing incredible views in Santorini. There are some spots, some specific high and low areas where you can have beautiful views of the city, and they will just blow you away, especially the sunset views. You have to go to Sunset Boulevard to see the sun go down in Santorini. For me, that was a once in a lifetime experience that I will never. Beautiful, so amazing. The beach was beautiful, beautiful backdrops, panoramic views in Fira, like, oh my god, amazing, breathtaking views. You just want to sit, you don't want to leave, you just want to take it all in and then take it all in again. So that's number 10 for me. And for me, views are important. I always love taking the scenic route, so that for me was like a yes, like it was a high point for me while I was in Santorini. So voila, there goes my 10 things I love about Santorini. I hope one day you'll get to visit, you get to experience these things for yourselves. And if you've already been to Santorini and you agree with me, comment down below. Let me know if it's yes for you or a no for you. You enjoyed this, you didn't like that. Let's interact. Tell me how you feel or how you felt, and I will comment right back. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.